This is Russia Roundup with Sam and Bayo.
The tournament, and Live It Up is a song of that tournament. It is a time for Copa Mundial, as our Spanish associate used to call it. It is the FIFA World Cup coming up from 14th June to July 15th, 2018. FIFA World Cup this year will be hosted by Russia, and of course all the 32 countries are set to battle it out in Russia, and of course to see who is the best among the best in that Copa Mundial. Welcome to Russia Roundup on this wonderful TV station on this wonderful evening. My name is Bayo and Sam, and as usual, as we do it every week on this show, I got my buddy Sam Mbonu on the show today. Sam, good to see you again, man.
Good to see you, Bayo. How y'all doing?
I'm so excited, Sam. It's already here, the FIFA World Cup. How excited are you, Sam?
I'm very, very excited. Welcome to Russia Roundup. My name is Sam, like he introduced me. We are very, very excited as the FIFA the FIFA World Cup kicks off come June 14th in Russia, and everybody is going to gather in Russia to celebrate sporting activity, and sports is one thing that brings the whole world together. So Nigeria won't be an exception because we are going to the World Cup.
Oh yes, and that's actually one of the most exciting things about this FIFA World Cup. Our own Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, with all the great preparation they've had, and of course all credit has to go to this Nigeria Football Federation. I'm not a fan of them, I must say very, very clearly, but of course when you do well, we have to really say it. Some top class friendly matches for the Super Eagles, preparing them for that World Cup. For me personally, those friendly matches do not really matter, but of course it prepares the player, and of course it lets them know what to expect at the World Cup. Yeah,
the friendly matches, I call them tune-up games. You know, I don't really care about the result, but on the second thought, you have to look at the result as a means of boosting the morale and the players' confidence. You understand, and also for the coach to look at his game plan, his tactics. Like for example, we have Croatia in our group, we have Argentina, and we have
that's a tough group,
and we have Iceland. So we have 2 European countries and 1 South American country. Even though our romance with Argentina continue, we already know them.
And of course, Nigeria has had actually a very decent record against their European counterparts.
Yes, we do.
In the past at the FIFA World Cup. Sam, something surprising was discovered by me early this week. I did not know that this is actually going to be Victor Moses' second World Cup with Nigeria, and of course Kenneth Omero as well. That guy, those 2 guys actually featured at the 2014 FIFA.
Yeah, Victor Moses was a breakout star for Chelsea, and which earned him the call-up for Super Eagles. And he was there, with Stephen Keshi, contingent in 2014.
I was watching some of the games at the 2014 FIFA, and I had Victor. Yeah. Really, of course, 4 years is not a short distance. So
that is why when I look at some British Nigerians who say they are going to wait for 3 Lions call-up, I laugh at them. Look, I don't know, like Jordan Ibe, someone like Tammy Abraham. These players.
Tammy Abraham actually became a meme.
These players should
have taken
that opportunity to play in the World Cup. And Victor Moses grabbed it with 2 hands. He has Nations Cup medal and 2 World Cup appearances. It's not a mean feat, bro.
And of course, the same English squad that this Nigerian-born British that you mentioned are really fighting about dropped one of their best midfield player,
Jack
playing
Wilshere,
for Arsenal. And of course, that tells you what can happen in that FIFA.
Yeah, but then ask yourself, that brings us to the stars that we are not going to see in the World Cup.
And definitely that's going to be our focus today on the show. Sam is just actually letting the cat out of the bag right there.
Yes.
But before we begin the show officially, let us first spice you up with this exciting, very, very exciting video match. Sam, I'm sure we're going to discuss it when we come back after this break. But it is that quarterfinal, the first quarterfinal at the 2010 FIFA World Cup. FIFA actually tagged it the second hand of God, and I'm sure it reminds you of one crazy player that currently playing for Barcelona, but of course was a former
Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez.
We'll be back on the show after this first break to bring you that great game between the best team from Africa at that World Cup, Ghana against Uruguay. The show kicks off when we come back.
This is Russia Roundup with Sam and Bayo.
Welcome back to the show. It is still Russia Roundup with Bayo and Sam. Before we went on that break for that particular item that we showed, what does that match remind you of? I think that was the best year an African country could have actually surpassed Cameroon's legacy of the best quarterfinal finish. Ghana had all the opportunity in that game.
I mean, this was a World Cup that is being staged on African soil for the first time,
Yeah.
in 2010. And I think that World Cup, opened the eyes of the world to Africa, that Africa isn't really what we think it is. That Soccer World Cup was more than sporting activity. It was like a cultural education of the world, about Africa. And we saw Vuvuzela, become a meme in that World Cup, and it became very popular, and Ghana had a good run in that World Cup with Asamoah Gyan, the Ayu brothers, and some decent players. And this reminds me when Ghana won the Under-20 World Cup, how resilient that team was, and they end up, winning for the first time for Africa. So Ghana was on track for that before they encountered a player who is a very great competitor in the person of Luis Suarez. And he said, instead of this goal to go in, I will sacrifice myself, and because I believe that my goalkeeper can save that penalty. I believe that was his thought process, and he went ahead, did that, and Uruguay qualified.
And that header was actually the header that Suarez actually punched out with his hand was nodded in by the star that emerged from the Under-20 World Cup, Dominic Adia. Remember that player?
Yeah, Dominic Adia.
In the 120 seconds, that should have actually been the last kick of that game. Asamoah Gyan, that has not lost any penalty kick, prior to that specific one,
lost his penalty,
and the rest is history. Well, we forgive you, Ghana. Of course, Africa. We move on the show. Sam, today we are actually looking at those great players that are going to be missing out at this World Cup. It has always been like that. But I think the one for this summer in particular is really, really legendary because of some, how do we say? I mean, we all watched the Champions League a few days ago, and of course, we also watched the Premier League, we watched the Spanish La Liga, we watched the Italian Serie A. We saw all the performances of these players. Let us take a look at the first group here. The Group A has Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay. I think the star performer in that Uruguay team is Luis Suarez at the moment.
Yeah,
and luckily for him, he is making it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
But what are we going to be missing in Group A? Russia, Saudi,
looking at Group A, all the teams, Egypt, Russia, Saudi, and Uruguay, I don't think there is somebody that we're going to miss here, because Uruguay have their stars. Sebastian Coates, Luis Suarez, Cavani, Maximiliano Gomez, and a whole lot of others. Egypt have their three of the stars: Mo Salah, Ahmed Hagaz, who play for West Brom, and Elan, who play for Arsenal.
And they're going to have the oldest player
in the World Cup. Russia, they're not going to miss number because they have all their players intact, and Saudi Arabia too. So Group A, they are all good, and we all know that when the World Cup teams release their list, we all saw where the shockers came from. So Group A is all good.
Now let's move to Group B straight away. Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Iran in that group. We know on paper, we discussed this earlier in the show, that naturally everyone will say Portugal and Spain should move on in this tournament. But as I always say to you, Sam, this is the FIFA World Cup. Anything can happen.
Shocker. The Spanish shocker, we saw players that were dropped, players for like Alvaro Morata, like Marcos Alonso,
Sam,
like
are you really surprised
Pedro, like Cesc Fabregas. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Because see, I did something today before we came on this show. I went to La Liga and pulled up all the highest scoring Spanish players in that league, because most of them play their trade in the Spanish La Liga. And I glanced past of Celta Vigo, 22 goals, the highest scoring Spaniard, with Gerard Moreno of Espanyol, 16 goals. He was dropped. Rodrigo for Valencia, yes, he made the cut. Angel of Getafe scored 13 goals. he didn't make the cut. Diego Costa, he made the cut, right?
They
need that bad, they need that kind of character in that team. So I look at the players that scored, more number of goals than Morata, and ask myself, why would Julian Lopetegui drop them for Morata? Morata, who is lost in confidence, at the moment. So I'm not surprised as Fabregas, old leg.
Let's talk about Cesc Fabregas. I watched him at the FA Cup that was concluded a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and I was, should I say disappointed? But Fabregas actually paid his price. But I see no reason why Fabregas is in that game for the entire 90 minutes. At a stage, I tweeted, Fabregas' legs are gone, because he couldn't even run. So it did not come as a surprise to me at all that he didn't make the squad.
Who you going to take? Are you going to take out Isco, Thiago Alcantara, Iniesta, Koke, Sol, Asensio? Who are you going to drop?
You couldn't drop Iniesta. You could have said Iniesta, but
Iniesta, that's his swamp song. That's his swamp song. He had left Barcelona. I think this should be his last appearance for the national team.
Definitely.
So is the swamp song. He deserves to be in that team, not because he's a swamp song, because he is a great player.
Well, those are the shocks we've had in the Spanish squad. Of course, Morocco, nothing really special in that group, in that particular squad. I think all the players that are supposed to make it are actually going to the World Cup, as they rightfully should be doing.
Yeah.
But for Portugal as well, any shock?
Yeah, there's a little bit shock, because I went to check out the Portuguese, the highest scoring Portuguese, this past season. There's a Paulinho who got 13 goals for Sporting Braga. He didn't make the cut. Bruno Fernandes, he made it from Sporting Lisbon.
What's the name of the dude that won the European Championship for them? The guy that scored, the tall black guy that scored the only goal. The guy is not making it to the World Cup for sure. I knew he's not going to make it to the World Cup.
Because he was poor for team. And another Ricardo Horta, who scored 11 goals for Braga, also didn't make it, and Pedro Tiba. But for Guedes, Bruno Fernandes, and others, Joe Martinho, Manuel Fernandes, William Carvalho, Bernardo Silva, they are going to the FIFA World Cup.
To that question, how many World Cup will Joao Moutinho play? I've been hearing Moutinho playing for. He's getting close to 2 decades now.
I think this should be his. This should be his last World Cup appearance. This World Cup should, is a. I'm sad that players like Gigi Buffon is not coming, because this should have been his celebration for most, soccer, stars who won't be coming back again.
That means Fernando Torres also deserves to be at the World Cup. Of course, he was in Nigeria a few weeks ago also, and he scored a beautiful goal. And not only that, in his last game in the Spanish La Liga for Atletico Madrid,
yeah, he scored
2 beautiful goals.
And he won Europa League.
He still had those touches for Atletico Madrid, but something just have to give.
But sometimes you look at who will you drop.
It's always a very, very
had it been he was in form of his life at the twilight, then we'll make a case for him.
Well, we move on from Group B now to Group C, which is actually the biggest of the biggest shock.
Yeah,
I want you to put yourself in the frame of Didier Deschamps of France. What would you have done differently?
Didier Deschamps, he has a problem.
That was,
problem of choice.
A good problem.
Problem of choice. Because if you look at the talent that France, as a soccer playing nation, is having at this moment, it will take a coach with a heart of steel to make decisions that he took. Look at Lacazette. Even though Lacazette, was not that fantastic for Arsenal, but I think
he did
decently well. So I think dropping Lacazette was a little bit of shock to me. But for Koscielny, he was injured. Dimitri Payet, he was injured.
But the injury didn't actually knock him out of the entire World Cup. But I also saw him at the UEFA Cup final. I saw the injury, and I actually made a post about it, and it was really very, very unfortunate.
But you can't take What would he have done differently? You can't take an injured player to a World Cup when you had choices, you know, to take. Look at look at Stephen Nzonzi.
You know what Stephen Fire can do in a group. You remember his heroics at the European Championship.
Yes.
In 2016.
Yeah.
He is one of the players that actually took
France all the way. But then Didier Deschamps didn't want to give such. That's why he brought in Stephen Nzonzi, Benjamin Pavard, and Lucas Hernandez.
Why he was with Stoke City, but I know he went to La Liga and he has been ever present.
Lucas Sevilla was in the last 8.
UEFA champion, UEFA Europa.
They beat Liverpool to win the Europa Cup.
And they beat
3 seasons. They knocked off United in the Champions League. You know, so for players like Anthony Martial, I wasn't surprised because he was poor. Had been poor for United.
And a lot of people. I'm happy you actually mentioned that, Sam. Do you think some of these coaches maybe somehow played a part in the drop of some of the players? Because a lot of Martial fans believe that the fact that Jose didn't give him enough playing chance at Manchester United actually contributed to that. And I'm not the player's manager or the player himself, but I could actually read that guy definitely won't be a Manchester United player next season.
No, he will not. What? See, something about.
Do you think the coach has something to do with it?
I won't put the blame on the coach. I will put the blame on the player. First of all, this is business. The club want to win games, and when you are giving 1, 2, 3 games and you didn't show up, and I put somebody else, and that team keep giving me result, why would I want to change a winning team?
Exactly.
Why would I want to do that? You know, look at England's squad. I'm sorry to jump ahead on that. Look at Trent Arnold. I mean, the Liverpool boy.
Everybody saw what he did in the Champions League and even the Premier League. The youngster was just incredible.
Gareth Southgate would have been a madman not to call up Trent for national team because that boy is ripe for it.
I mean, everybody saw it.
Everybody saw it.
I was actually asking at the time that who is this guy? You know, he just came from. I would just forget about the young Spaniard Moreno. I mean, he just sit him down and.
How old is he?
19 years old.
So you need to Anthony Martial need to, you know, move away from United to save his career.
Okay, Sam, what we're gonna do now, because this group is really a group that we need to focus on more and more. But we'll go on another break now, and of course, when we come back, we're gonna have somebody on the show that is coming for the first time just to talk about the Super Eagles is Nigeria, and of course we know
yes.
He's gonna come on the show real quick to give us his take about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and of course the chances at the World Cup, and I'm gonna put him on the spot to tell me who's gonna win the FIFA World Cup.
You're gonna put him on the spot.
When we come back, we're gonna discuss that. Of course, Sam will join me later on the show for us to continue the show. And of course, in this break, we're going to show you the second quarterfinal at that FIFA World Cup. Do you remember the team that knocked out the almighty Brazil at the 2010 World Cup? Can you remember it?
Yes, I do.
No, you can't. I'll be back. I and Sam will be back on the show later on.
Russia RoundUp continue in a moment.
This is Russia Roundup with Sam and Bayo.
Welcome back. It is still Russia Roundup on Vineyard Television. And of course, it is my pleasure to welcome one of my friends. He's been a long time friend from Nigeria all the way to the US. And of course, we're still doing what we believe in. He's a great entrepreneur and of course, a soccer buff just like myself. Daniel Ejelonu, welcome to Russia Roundup.
Nice to be on the show.
All right. Daniel is the founder of a soccer recruiting platform called Open Soccer Trials. He's based in New York. And of course, he's a Niger boy to the core. Sam, FIFA World Cup is here.
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
Well, this is going to be a tough one. You know, with the groups of the Nigerian group, take for example, we have Argentina and we have Croatia. Those are serious players in that group. And I think, you know, Nigeria, they actually did a lot of work, you know, to you know, for this competition.
Okay,
you know.
So for you, do you think Nigeria have a chance? I have this post on my Facebook, and a lot of people have been calling me names. Of course, I could be somehow at times. I told them a spirit told me that Nigeria will actually go all the way to win the FIFA World Cup. Do you think Nigeria can win the FIFA World Cup?
Well, well, that is a wish for every Nigerian, for us to raise that cup, and all of us will have the experience of the World Cup spirit, you know. But I think they're going to do well in this. The young lads there.
As well as what? Semi-finals?
Yeah, I think they will get to the round of 16.
But that's like a course, Daniel. I mean, we've been for the last four. Is it four now? 1994, 1998, 2002, 2010. Yes, that's 4 World Cups. This will be the 5th one. We've been to the second round in 2 of them. Second round, Daniel. What's
I
want you to tell me. You are one of the people that work in the area of developing players, and you see most of the players we have. I mean, I need you to tell me something positive. Even if you have to deceive me, just tell me something positive.
With the crop of players that we have, these lads, they're young players, and they're trying to learn.
I agree with that.
But the senior boys there, you can only count of Mikel, who is the captain of the team.
But I don't know if you have me early saying that Victor Moses, this will actually be his 2nd World Cup. Kenneth Omero, this will be his 2nd World Cup.
I think we have
Nazi, this will be his 2nd World Cup. Echejile, I knew Oshaniwa was the left full back at the 2014 World Cup. I can't remember if he made it to that particular World Cup. But of course, we have some of our first 11, apart from the goalkeeping department, that is really, really scaring me. I think we have some decent players. And I think, don't you think Nigeria, for once, in all honesty now, deserve just more than the 2nd round in this World Cup?
For now, I don't really think so. I want to be positive, but I don't really think so. I think they have a lot to do as regards the players' preparation. So I think that should be it should be focused on the NFF to actually bring in more players, because Nigeria has a lot of good players, but they keep on focusing on international players. I think they should look inwards, because these players are hungry back home, and they want to.
Does that mean you are not one of the people that believe in the new revelation of bringing Nigerian-born players outside of the country?
Nigerian-born players that really know how to play soccer, and we have to, start, discovering these players
and
giving them a chance. Yes, we have to start with the NFF. I think they should start thinking of creating,
like a hub.
like a hub that not just having where you before.
Because we make money.
Yeah.
I mean, in this FIFA World Cup alone, Nigeria is going to $1 million for preparation and all of that. What did they do with the money?
Well, Nigeria. It's
okay. Before I let you go, let me ask you again. This group, I'm glad you couldn't tell me that Nigeria will get to a particular stage. I actually put you on the spot there, and I'm glad you were really, really smart with your answer. But because we are in a group that is kind of tough, my co-presenter Sam does not agree with me when I said Group D that Nigeria happens to be in is a group of death. Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria. Do we have a chance of coming out of this group, Sam? Daniel?
Yes. We do have a huge chance of coming out of this group, because that's what Nigeria does. They get out from the first stage, they get into the second stage, and when they get to the the part that you really have to put in the effort to win the World Cup, we have this
fear,
fear,
or it just happened.
Yes.
Okay. One more question. Tell us about your project, Open Soccer Trials, quickly.
Okay.
What's it all about?
Okay. Open Soccer Trials is we are the grassroots soccer platform. We are trying to figure out how to help these little players on the amateur level to build them up. By creating tournaments, profiling them. Because when you ask these players, hey, can I get your profile? Despite the fact that they play soccer, but they don't have anything to show for it. So we're putting up a platform that will enhance your profiling. So the coaches and the scouts out there can actually, I have access to them.
Okay, thank you very much. Daniel Ejelono is the founder of Open Soccer Trial. My final question for you: who wins the FIFA World Cup?
Well, I'm looking at Germany.
Germany. That means you want them to win it again.
Well, they're a very, well prepared team.
Okay, there you have it. Daniel said Germany will be the FIFA World Cup winner. Sam is going to come back and tell me who he thinks is going to win that World Cup. Of course, thank you very much for coming on the show, Daniel. It's my pleasure to welcome you. And of course, we'll be back after this break. I and Sam will continue the show. It's still Russia RoundUp.
This is Russia Roundup with Sam and Bayo.
Still Russia RoundUp, and of course, I happen to have Sam back on the show. Sam, hope you enjoyed that discussion.
Yeah,
did you hear me? He couldn't determine if Nigeria has a big chance in this World Cup. And in all honesty, hold
on a second. Match break. A big chance for what?
I mean, I believe Nigeria can go all the way
and win the World Cup.
Yeah, Sam. I mean, it is a game of 11 players aside. Forget about the fact that our players are not playing at the top level.
Listen.
At the World Cup is where you have the chance to get an advantage. You asked me a question. We have Wilfred Ndidi. We have Kelechi Iheanacho.
Okay.
We have Alexander Iwobi.
Okay.
We have the Oyinbo War. We have Leon Balogun, who just moved to a Premier League team, and I'm very, very excited for him.
Yeah, with Brighton, yeah.
We have, our left fullback is shaky. Echejile, I'm not confident about him, and I must say that in all honesty. Our right fullback, Abdullahi, I'm very confident about the young lad. I think in the midfield, we have the captain, Mikel Obi. Forward, well, we have Ojonjo Digalo, and wherever the other person they want to put there is, I think we have a decent squad. And I think we might just make it out of the second round this time around. In all honesty, what's your take?
Yes, I kind of buy your idea that we are looking at second round.
No, not second. For me, not second round.
I
want more than second round. I think
more than second round. But then, ask yourself, all the players you've mentioned to me now, how many of them did play 90 minutes of club action this past season? Apart from Wilfred Ndidi for Leicester City.
Yeah, most of the guys
Kelechi Iheanacho just got like 45, 50 minutes, like 2 games at the end of the season, and he scored, a couple of a few goals before the season end. Look at it, come for me. It will be. Had it been that fantastic, why did Arsenal implode this season? Even though I'm not going to put the whole. I know, I understand all that, but then, what was his contribution? Was he fantastic on a personal performance? You ask yourself, who again? Goalkeeper. Who is a goalkeeper? Kelechi Ezeama.
We have Uzoho.
We saw him. We saw him in our second friendly game. How shaky he was. And then we are talking. Before we came on, so we're talking about Germany, right? Talking about Malenoya, Leno, and Steger. You said, is it German? I'm like, yes. I think it's Dutch, right?
Yeah.
But then these are world-class goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Tibet Couture, Oblak, world-class David De Gea of United. And you're talking about who?
Uzoho.
Come on, man. You better stop that.
Okay, no, so the players missing for Peru.
Yeah, their captain.
And do you think FIFA are going to just...
I mean, listen, the rule book says...
As at the time of this report, though, it's not been changed.
Yes, the rule book, in as much as trying to bring a little bit sentiment into that, that he didn't know, and he consumed, and they saw cocaine, something, Bexonet on his sample. That is a banned steroid. The World Anti-Doping Agency banned that stuff. It doesn't matter how you come in contact with it.
Hold on.
I know. We saw the Toure brothers. Toure brothers say he didn't know he was taking his wife pill and he felt dope. He served the consequence.
Yeah.
So you know what the rule book says, bro. So when you are an athlete, you should be mindful of people you hang around with. Someone give you something in the cup to drink, should be mindful of it. Don't say, oh, I'm ignorant, I don't know. It's not an excuse. Bro, you failed your doping test.
And that's it.
That's it. You know that you are chasing a record. You should be careful.
we hope Guerrero actually gets some forgiveness from FIFA.
Sometimes we use sentiment,
he can. I mean,
into reality.
I mean, in all honesty, Sam, I think you actually hit the spot there. That there are some things you can't just afford to do as a professional.
You can't afford it.
You can't afford to drink something you're not sure of what it's made of, or eat what you're not sure.
So to cut it short, Canelo Alvarez, a boxer, was supposed to fight Triple G in a rematch, and he's been promoted by Golden Boy Promotion by Oscar De La Hoya. He failed doping test, and he said, "Oh, the meat in Mexico, we are all contaminated with claim." Whatever he calls it. Yeah, whatever he calls it. It's not an excuse. He was banned. So saying that you didn't know what you drank, someone gave it to you, blah blah. That is a lemma's excuse. It doesn't make no sense.
Okay, let's look at the final group now, which happens to be the Super Eagles of Nigeria's group, Group D, and we have Argentina, Iceland, Croatia. For Croatia, they do not have any much problem in that squad. I think most of their players are going to be there. For Iceland, it's going to be their first time at the World Cup, that nation that has less than 500,000 people. But Argentina, we already have some shock in that particular squad, even though one of them wasn't made by the coach. Sergio Romero, Manchester United, second choice goalkeeper, is injured and he's not going to make it to the FIFA World Cup this year. I was very sorry for him. But, Sam, how do you place it that the player that is the highest goal scorer for Inter Milan and for in the Italian Serie A taking Inter Milan back to the Champions League after more than a decade? Is it after a decade?
Yeah, it's more than that. I think after
Mourinho was the last time.
I think
that's 2010.
Hasn't been all that time.
Taking Inter Milan back to the Champions League, he's not going to be at the World Cup.
I mean,
what happened?
I mean, sometimes, in selecting a team, there are many factors that a coach look into. You look into if this element, is it going to be a disruptive element in my dressing room, or is it going to be a unifying factor? You understand? In as much as in that position, I have like 3 choices to make, even though he's the top scorer. So I did a little bit of research about the problem between Mario Icardi and Maxi Lopez. Maximilian, they were teammates in Sampdoria, and during that time, the wife of Maxi Lopez, Nana, I've forgotten what her name is, divorced Maxi Lopez and got with Mario Icardi.
How did you even get? Did he marry Mario Icardi?
Yeah, they married, got 2 kids. So, these Latinos or, South American, this is as a disrespect that your wife left.
I don't think that's a general thing.
That your wife divorced you and now get your teammate. But the question now is this: what happened at behind Maxi Lopez? You understand? They didn't just happen overnight. That means she might have been seeing Mario behind Maxi back. So look how he comes to the field. Lionel Messi is a friend of Maxi Lopez. And I think Maxi Lopez is in the good book of the coach of Argentina team. And most Argentine soccer players did not like what Mario Icardi did.
And I'm not sure I was going to like that.
He didn't go down well with 99.9% of the Argentine soccer players. So for Mario Icardi to be in that squad is going to be a disruptive element in the dressing room for the Argentines. They don't want it. So that was why I think the coach looked at, okay, yes, you're good. You got Mario Icardi got 29 goals this season. In all competition for Inter Milan. Inter Milan back in Champions League. Top scorer, fine, beautiful. But then a unified team is far more stronger than an individual in that team.
And if you remember, my own pick for the FIFA World Cup winner is actually Argentina. And of course, if there is any other thing, if there's anything that is going to put them, not put them in that pole position, they should definitely avoid. Who else is missing in that group as round-up?
Javier Pastore isn't going with your Argentina. Fernando Gago is not going. Okay, let's start. Alexis Sanchez. For Chile.
No, I just want us to look at this group.
Okay.
We have the next episode of the show next week, God willing. I'm sure we're going to trash all the other players.
We're looking at Group D, Nigeria, right? Argentina. Yeah, Javier Pastore ain't going. Fernando Gago is not going. Diabala 22 goals. He's there for them. He's there. Gonzalo Higuain 16 goals. Sergio Aguero, he's going. Angel Di Maria. So the only surprise omission we see here is Icardi. I don't think they're going to miss him.
I don't think so as well.
Because for you to have the Bali and Higuain, Sergio Aguero, and
that
Messi,
front position,
come on, man. I don't think they're going to miss him.
Zanega and all of that.
I don't think they're going to miss him.
Well, guys, you've had it there. You know it's never enough time when you're talking the beautiful game. Yeah. And of course, this week already, believe it or not, we've almost spent an hour talking soccer right here on Russia Roundup. Of course, we'll be back next week on the show, and that definitely will be our final episode of this show for the World Cup period, because the World Cup will be starting that same weekend that the show will be airing. But of course, you know we love you guys, and of course, we're never going to stop giving you guys the best soccer content on this station. Trust us, myself and Sam will definitely give you the best next week when we come back. Sam, what's your party shot for the day?
Party shot for the day is the Soccer World Cup is here, June 14th, and it's going to be a blast. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. So, but when you're doing that, do it responsibly. From me to you, remain blessed.
All right, do it responsibly. That's a very, very fantastic one from Sam. And of course, we will see you again next week. Special thanks to Daniel Ejeloni that visited us all the way from New York. And of course, our main man here, Ayo, for always doing a fantastic job every time we are in the studio. Thank you very much. And of course, to the executive producer of the show, Mr. Wale, thank you also, brother, for the love and also for being there for us all the time. And we're going to round up the show with the second semi-final of the FIFA World Cup in 2010. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst scored one of the best goals you'll ever see at the FIFA World Cup. That's between the Netherlands and Uruguay. And of course, my name is Bayo and Sam. On behalf of everyone on the show, I say goodbye and God bless you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
I said I'm okay.